everyone, Alex Scott, joined by Thomas Frank. This is our first pundit Q&A. Not a bad backdrop either, is it? Right there,
Really
Brandenburg Gate.
Really
Sun is shining for us, so let's get straight into this. Thomas, how was it making your BBC Sport debut?
Special? No, very good. I liked it, I enjoyed it. Easy to work with the guys, so yeah, really enjoyed it.
How's it been being here? Obviously, do you switch off? Obviously, manager mode. Do you get to just now watch the games and enjoy it?
It's fantastic. I love making TV. I find it interesting, and I like the atmosphere around it. I like also hopefully to give some knowledge back and so on. So just like that in many ways. When I watch the games, as said before, I'm damaged. I can't just enjoy it. I always look for tactical trends. Or why are they tweaking that? Or why are they pressing like this? Or why are they not doing like I think they should do?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, but it's let me put it this way: it's more enjoyable and less stressful when you stand down the touchline.
How was it? Because you went to the first Denmark game.
Yeah.
Just being in the stadium, the atmosphere, and like you said, not being kind of in manager mode.
That was great in many ways. I went there with 12 of my very good friends. But of course, when I watched the game, again, it's with a tactical view. Plus, I know a lot from the national team. Of course, players I've coached. Of course, the Brentford players, but also previous players I've coached through the youth national teams. And then, very good friend with the head coach. Know a lot in the backroom staff. So I'm even more than normal emotional attached to the team.
Okay, so Thomas, we let people know that we were doing this Q&A and we had loads of questions come in. So I think we should get to some straight away. So Farhad on YouTube, his question, who do you think is winning the Euros and what makes them better than anyone else? He's gone straight in there.
I like that. How many teams can I mention? Just one or?
Yeah, we'll go for the one.
One? Then I need to say England. Of course, England. I think I'll speak about England in a second, but I think France, Germany, England are the three main favorites. There are a few others that in the Euros, you never know who will go all the way because the margins for error are like this. I think England, they got a very, very exciting team. I think in many ways they maybe got the best offensive players, or the front four, I think among the best in the world. So I think that's very interesting. Plus, they have actually, I know they're a little bit younger which in some position, but they got experience for now, a few tournaments where they have, learned it the hard way. So hopefully all that experience can merge together with the talent and they can win.
Okay, this question is from All in the Game. Will Rasmus Haaland have a great tournament if Eriksen and Højbjerg have one last big performance in them?
Yes, definitely and hopefully. I would say Eriksen started well with the first game, a great goal, great performance in general. I think Rasmus Haaland has been criticized a little bit too much in my opinion. I think he's working hard, I think he's ending in the right position, and it's just a matter of time. But Eriksen on top, Højbjerg on top, that can feed him, no doubt that will help him.
Right, little Phil on Instagram, hello Phil, is asking, how does it feel watching the players you coach at Brentford represent their nation at a major tournament?
That makes me very proud, and I hope it makes every Brentford fan very proud. I think it's another a sign of how well and how long we have progressed through the last years. That I think we have 7 players representing their country in this tournament. So that's something, makes me very proud.
Do you get to speak to them at all? Or do you literally just leave them and be like, okay?
I leave it more. I think they are with their national team, so I shouldn't interrupt in a way. Of course, I will send a text, good luck, or well done, or heads up if there is anything. That's what I do, but I tend to leave it with their national team.
Okay. Let's get straight on to the next one. So, Max Guthrie, which Danish player, actually, do we not talk about enough?
That's a good question. I would say probably, I know we talk about him, you will be speaking about him leading into the game, but I think Andreas Christensen, there was at Chelsea and now in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think on his day, he's one of the best centre-backs in the world. His way of anticipating situations, his technique, his composure, I think, is quite unique.
I love that you've gone for a defender as well, because a former defender.
Yeah,
Sometimes we
I
just
know
don't
that.
get enough praise.
Only because of you.
Gothic Light, what has been your proudest moment as a manager so far and why?
Got to be when we got promoted to the Premier League. That was a big moment for everyone involved in the club, fans, everything. And I'll never forget that day. Great party after as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like the music was good?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
Just okay?
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, very good.
Who is your favourite modern manager and manager from the past?
In the past, that probably needs to be. I think, as a manager or football person, Johan Cruyff. I think he influenced the modern football massively. Both the way he was played, how he managed. So he must be the manager from the past. The modern one, I take a bit from every manager I face or when I watch games, but especially in the Premier League, there's so many good managers. I know, of course, the big ones are Pep and Klopp and these guys, but then you can say you can speak about De Zerbi. Then we can speak about Sean Dyche when there's something he twists. There's every manager I meet. There's always something little bit I take with me.
When was your mindset changed? When did you know you wanted to be a manager?
Quite late, I think. I just loved football. I started coaching when I was 20 years old. And I think when I became 25, I'm starting to thinking, could this be a full-time job in the future? When I was 30, actually, someone called me if I wanted a job. I turned it down, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, because I wanted to finish my master at university. Didn't speak to my wife, very stupid. And then another guy called me 2 months later and said, what are you doing? This is your dream. You've always been dreaming about this. I said, okay, what do I do? You get the sports director to call you. And then I got the job. But that was in academy football. I think it just, step by step.
There's actually a question here about managers. Let me just find it, because it's asking about the advice you would give to young managers, young aspiring managers.
Work hard. Try to learn as much as possible and reflect, constantly try to learn and trust yourself.
Trust yourself. That's a big one.
I say that to my children every day.
Just
I
trust
think that's
yourself.
a big thing.
And
Trust
belief
yourself.
as well.
Yeah, so that's in the same bracket. Trust yourself and belief, I think, is massive.
Nice, good advice. Taylor on Twitter, what do you think is more difficult? Okay, the constant pressure of being a Premier League manager or the intense but more irregular pressure of being an international manager?
That's actually a good question. Over time, being the day-to-day Premier League manager is harder because it's the constant hamster wheel and you're in it constantly. That is the toughest, no doubt about that. But I think actually the scrutiny that you experience to be an international manager, especially for your own country, so for Gareth for England or Kasper for Denmark, and two guys that I actually know quite well, both of them, I think that's something that no one should experience because I think it's too much. So I think that bit is harder than any Premier League job.
Do you have any aspirations to go on and manage Denmark?
I think short answer, yes. But I can put a few more words to it. Yeah, maybe one day if there's a timing for it and I of course get it offered. You never know that would be a huge honor. If you are me, who's loved the national team when I was a kid, I think you grow up and that's the biggest thing. And one day I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could be assistant manager for the team. And now it's more okay, probably could get a chance, or not probably, but maybe I'll get a chance. So I think I will definitely consider it.
Okay, well, let's take it back to Brentford then. Matt Mid 177. If you could manage any player from any era, who would it be and why?
The easy one is to say Messi. That's the easy one. No, you know what? I'll say Diego Maradona.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was more tricky. Let's put it that way with everything. Yeah.
Can I just drop something in about Maradona? I actually played with him.
play with him.
I can't believe it still to this day. Yeah, that we had to do like these special like legends games, and I was put on his team. He was my captain.
Yeah, how was
And there's
it?
one time I played the ball in front of him, and he was like, "Alex, do my feet." Obviously not that accent.
No,
I was just like, you know, one of those like I can't even argue. Absolutely, I will play the ball to your feet
Yeah.
next time. Okay, EC on Twitter. Let's go with this one. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized Neil Maupay or 3 Neil Maupay-sized ducks?
100 dog size Neil Maupay.
See, EC on Twitter, there you have it.